A root beer float is technically a type of ice cream soda. This chilled beverage consists of ice cream in either a soft drink or a mixture of flavored syrup and carbonated water. For the purposes of this video, our type occurs when a root beer and vanilla ice cream are used together. Other names for this include black cow or brown cow, but let's go back in time to discover the origins of this refreshing treat. The roots of the root beer float, pun intended, can be traced back to the 19th century, when root beer itself was first concocted. Root beer's origins are intertwined with the fascinating history of herbal remedies. Early American settlers, inspired by Native American practices, began using various roots, herbs, and barks to create beverages with medicinal properties. These brews were believed to cure ailments and were commonly referred to as small beers or small root beers. In the 1870s, Charles Hires, a pharmacist from Philadelphia, played a pivotal role in popularizing root beer. You can learn all about his story and the full history of root beer by watching the video linked at the top. But as root beer gained momentum, its combination with ice cream became a natural progression. It's said that Robert McKay Green invented the first ice cream float in Pennsylvania in 1874 during the Franklin Institute 25-year celebration. The story goes like this. On one particularly hot day, Green ran out of ice for the flavored drinks he was selling. Instead, he used vanilla ice cream from a neighboring vendor to cool his various sodas, thus inventing a new drink, the ice cream soda. Green's personal account of the tale states that while operating the soda fountain, he wanted to create a new treat to attract customers away from vendors with larger, fancier machinery. After some experimentation came the birth of the first ice cream float. During the celebration, he sold vanilla ice cream with soda and a choice of 16 flavored syrups. Eventually, soda fountains began selling ice cream to keep up with the growing demand of this newly created beverage. A little interesting fact here is that in Robert Green's will, he instructed that he wants the originator of the ice cream soda engraved on his tombstone. Although Green is credited with the idea of combining soda water and ice cream, it was not until the late 19th century that the root beer float as we know it today was born. The exact origin of the root beer float is subject to debate, with several claims vying for recognition. One widely accepted version dates back to 1893, where a man named Frank Wisner, using the natural surroundings as his muse, was looking out at Cow Mountain through the window of his drinking establishment in Cripple Creek Brewing Company in Colorado, and the snow caps on the dark mountain made him think of an ice cream floating in root beer. So he made the drink and christened it the Black Cow, after the mountain that inspired it. The drink was a hit with the kids in town, and the rest was history. The definition of a black or brown cow of root beer float variety depends on where you are in America. It's very much regional based, but the original root beer float is made with strictly vanilla ice cream and root beer. While Frank Wisner's claim holds significant weight, there are other reports of similar concoctions appearing in different places around the same time. Despite these competing accounts, what remains clear is that the root beer float rapidly gained popularity across the United States. The root beer float's success can be attributed to various factors. First, the treat was a novel and refreshing indulgence, especially during those hot summer months. The combination of the spicy herbal flavor of root beer and the smoothness of ice cream was a taste sensation that appealed to people of any age. Second, soda fountains and ice cream parlors of the time provided a social space for communities to gather, making the root beer float a shared experience among friends and families. These establishments soon became cultural icons, where people could relax and enjoy their favorite treats, such as the root beer float, while talking to their favorite people. As the root beer float continued to grow in popularity, it became synonymous with American culture. During the Prohibition era of the 1920s, when the sale of alcoholic beverages was banned, the root beer float enjoyed a surge of popularity as a non-alcoholic alternative that still offered a delightful fizzy kick. Over the decades, the root beer float has maintained its popularity, even as various trends in the beverage and dessert industry have come and gone. Its enduring appeal can be attributed to the simplicity of the ingredients and the nostalgia it invokes. Today, countless variations of the root beer float exist, incorporating different flavors of root beer and ice cream. But the classic combination of root beer and vanilla ice cream remains the timeless favorite and definitely the most popular today. From its humble beginnings as a medicinal small beer to its evolution into the beloved soda fountain that we cherish today, the root beer float has withstood the test of time. So let us raise our glasses, or rather, our root beer floats, to the inventiveness of our forebears, and the enduring joy of this delicious American delicacy. Cheers to the root beer float. Thanks for checking out the video. If you want to learn more about the history of root beer, check out this video right here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.